isn't it beautiful? They're to me you're going to be responsible for the class. I'm going to put it right there. No, that's not good. Oh, just put it there. You want me to put the hat on you? Okay, ready? 1. There we go. Yeah, this is yours. You like it? This is princess hat? Yeah, this is princess. छोटा हो गया ना princess hat भी. नहीं बड़ा है actually. बड़ा? बड़ा. You're looking so cute. सिर्फ नहीं आता मैं गति बड़ा है.
Don't make it. It all started back in 1912 with this guy on your screens waving his hat. That's Mr. Carl Lumley, our founder. So he founded us on the East Coast, found out the weather was better for filming on the West Coast, moved out here. We officially opened up to the public on March 15, 1915. The studio tour officially started in 1964. So Carl Lumley called Universal City the strangest city in the world. We are technically a city. We have our own fire station over to your right, our own sheriff's station, and our own zip code. And as we continue down our timeline, at the tops of these movie posters, you'll notice our iconic Universal globe logo. It's aging and evolving as the studio ages down the timeline. Our first few years of films didn't open with that logo, but nowadays it's hard to imagine a Universal film that started this way.
Is it the movie I was watching? I think had Universal. You're right. This is where...
And we are headed towards our front lot right now, where TV shows and films are made inside of our sound stages. And the first sound stage you see to your left, that's sound stage 12. It's the biggest one we have in the lot. Up until recently, it was home to The Voice, but they moved over to a newer sound stage we're going to pass later on in the tour. And some really big sets of it inside of this sound stage.
I am Dracula.
And now we are making our way further onto our front lot. So over to your right, you'll see some buildings under construction, and that is Super Nintendo World coming in early 2023. Over to your left, you'll see we are very close to some sound stages. A lot of cool stuff is shot inside of these. The Peacock Original Bel Air, starring Jamari Banks and Cassandra Freeman. They use these stages directly to your left. CSI, Crime Scene Investigation. They shot here for years inside of 4 different sound stages. This is where Britney Spears shot her Oops, I Did It Again music video. Kelly Clarkson films her talk show inside of Soundstage 1. And the HBO Max show Hacks, they use these 2 stages to your left. Before Hacks moved in, these 2 sound stages...
Let's have some patience for one another.
Yeah, you know, the heat makes us all act.
Your face stays where it is, it's gonna get punished.
So we have 28 sound stages on our lot. There is no number 13. Filmmakers can be kind of superstitious. And the TV runs on a fairly quick schedule. One episode takes anywhere from about a week, maybe 2 weeks tops to complete from the first read through to the final taping. Film is a completely different story. Film takes months, sometimes years to complete. We need hundreds of people to help complete them, and some of those people work to your left in our production bunker. Our backlot. Out here on the backlot, the world is around the corner at every turn. This is where we come to film our exterior scenes on a very large scale, and right now we are entering our metro sets, our metropolitan city sets. We're going to go on the other side of this really big wall. On the other side, you'll get a much better view of what we sometimes call New York, which my co-host Jimmy knows a little something about.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there by an old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here. Hey, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Shows like NCIS, How I Met Your Mother, Comedy Central's Key and Peele, Rutherford Falls, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and American Ninja Warrior have used our Metro sets. This past week, Ted, the Peacock series based off of the film by Seth MacFarlane, they were in here filming, but today, all these tracks you see, that's prep for Bel Air. They're going to start filming out here probably next week. So immediately to your right, we call this area London Square. We call it that because the buildings look a lot like Parliament. Down this next street to your right, where this really big white truck is, if you look all the way down, we call that street Brownstone Street. You'll see some blue tents. That's for lunch. That's cast and crew, where they sit and eat. But you'll see some stairs down there. That's called Brownstone Street. It's where Jim Carrey lived in Bruce Almighty.
Raise the door! I'm in the shower! Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good. Oh, you're done now. Great. B-E-A-U.
Also other big films like Captain America, The First Avenger, Transformers, Spider-Man, Fate of the Furious, and Hobbs and Shaw have used our Metro sets. And all these bricks you see to your right, most of those, if not all of them, are not real. Most of the bricks and stones used in our backlot sets are either made out of foam rubber, so they're soft and squishy bricks when you touch them, or they're made out of a fiberglass exterior. We want to be able to change the looks of these sets kind of quickly and cost effectively. We want to reuse them in a ton of different stuff, but we don't want you recognizing them. And as we go forward, look down this next street to your right. This is our main little New York street. When American Ninja Warrior uses our Metro sets, they set up their whole obstacle course all the way down that street. So our Metro street sets are pretty cool. There's a really good reason for that. The creative design was supervised by none other than Oscar award-winning director Mr. Steven Spielberg. But Spielberg's not the only Oscar award-winning director Universal has collaborated with throughout the years. Another one is Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times.
So everybody get your 3D glasses ready. Make sure you've got a good hold on all of your belongings. Once we go in, there's no telling what's going to happen to us in there. Remain seated at all times. Please no use of flash and enjoy the ride.
No use of flash.
just like on the dinosaurs that it'll
दोबारा चलिए दोबारा चलिए
Another battle was projected onto one of the world's largest 3D digital screens, standing 40 feet tall, 180 feet long. It was produced by Peter Jackson.
Optical working on. Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions. Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away. You're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting it to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
So you can take off your 3D glasses, but don't lose them. Hold on to them. You need them later on in the tour for Fast and Furious Supercharged. And speaking of Fast and Furious, in all of those films, all of those cars are what we call picture cars. A picture car is any vehicle that's been shown on screen. Our tram is actually one. And coming up on your left, you guys get to see some other pretty cool picture cars. Kids will love
Oh my God!
Harry Potter. And if you saw Jurassic World, you will definitely recognize the gyrosphere. Some of those cars we just saw do still have engines in them and are still drivable. Some of them we've taken the engines out. Can't drive those anymore. Why would we do that to ourselves? Sometimes we just want the shell of the car. That way it's very light. We can throw it up in the air, flip it around, and manipulate it like we do in our Fast and Furious films. But also like we do in our Jurassic Park films. Ooh, Jurassic Park. Let's go there.